This is Jing, the Candid Filipina. Welcome back to my channel. And for those of you who haven't been in my channel before, a very warm welcome to you all. Today I'm gonna talk about opening a bank account in the Philippines when you retire, or when you're about to retire at the pensionable age. Some of you may be lucky enough to draw a pension at younger than the state pension age, and some things will apply to you also. So here are some of the things I'm gonna enclose that you will make the transfer from your current country to the Philippines banks a lot easier. So first of all, what you will need to do when you transfer your account here on the side of me, I'm leaving a list of what you will need, so you can pause the video at any time to review it. Look at what I'm putting up onto this side here for you to view. So firstly, you need your ACR card, which is a card you will get along with your visa after being here for 59 days. It's a same things necessary, sometimes necessary to have that, so have it to be prepared to open a permanent bank account. Secondly, you need your address plus your mobile phone number in the Philippines. So you need your permanent address in the Philippines and a phone number in the Philippines, plus an email address would be also beneficial. You will need a valid passport. You also need a driving license, which some banks don't require, but always good to have it with you as an additional form of identification. You will need 2 passport-size photographs, 1 by 1 inch on you as well. You will need proof of income. Your pension details, you'll need that. That's very important actually, because there is a lot of money laundering going on in the Philippines as well as other countries. So the bank will require your proof of income, where your money is coming from on a regular basis. Don't forget to include your SWIFT and IBAN, international codes from your banks in your country, and for the banks is going into here in the Philippines. You will also need to decide at this point whether you were gonna get your pension department to pay directly into your Philippine bank in pesos or in the currency of your own country. That is very important also from what I hear. And the majority putting it in a peso account, which make things easier. So that's what you have to decide. Things to also take into consideration and to bear in mind are ATMs. The queues are quite long sometimes, and it takes you up to 10 or 15 minutes for you to wait in line to get to the ATM to enjoy your money. Now, some ATMs have a 10,000 peso limit on one transaction. All it means is you take 10,000 pesos out, insert your card to get an additional 10,000 pesos out. If you're doing online banking, you can set a limit for your withdrawals, for example. And again, another problem here is sometimes, well, not sometimes, very often you'll go to withdraw money and the ATM will be offline. Even the bank's ATM will be offline. And other establishments that have ATMs will be offline, and you can quite often find yourself scratching about for money, driving around here and there to find an ATM. So just be safe. Just to be safe, always carry a couple of 1,000 peso with you at all times, in case you run into these problems. Another option is to consider applying for your bank and the Philippines online. You can do that before you arrive here. Another thing which is very important that people do occasionally overlook is to include your pension provider with your online email details. I'll tell you for why I've known foreigners here that I've had difficulties when it comes to proof of life. Proof of life is normally required after a few years, after you've started drawing your pension, and the pension provider in your own country will need to prove that you are still alive. And they are not just sending you money in your bank account if you've already passed away. Now, using the postal methods in the Philippines, which is very, very lax and laid back. Your post can be often get lost, or it can take 6 weeks to provide you proof of life and return to that said form back to your pension providers. And in the meantime, if your cash flow problems have been tight, this could provide or prove very difficult in you having to wait 6 to 8 weeks to re-establish your pension payments. So ask your bank and ask your pension provider if they can do a paperless contact by email. So any communication between your pension provider and yourself is by an email, which means the proof of life forms can be sent by email, which makes things a lot easier. You can get them signed by a doctor or somebody high-ranking to prove that you're alive. They will sign it to you, will sign it, then you return it, and all is sweetness and light again. So, some of those things are what you need to bear in mind. Also, another thing to take into consideration is normally, every 3 or 4 years, the bank will require an update to your current details, so be prepared for that also. It's just take half an hour to an hour to the bank updating all your details, filling lots of forms in and getting that all sorted. Now, which banks are the best to bank here in the Philippines? If you look at this side of me, I will leave the list of what banks are available here in the Philippines to bank with and what I think are the best banks. So take a look at it and post the video. Write it down if you need to write it down. And these are the list of the banks that I think are the best. I've only put up the banks that I consider to the best and largest in the Philippines currently. Now, these are quite simple things I've enlightened you about. And obviously most of you know these things. But for those that are getting excited and forgetful, about and worry about these transitions, this is provided for you to give you a little bit of peace of mind and a little bit of help. That's all I'm doing. Please enjoy yourself in the Philippines. Enjoy moving here. Enjoy your stay here. Stay healthy. Stay happy and enjoy your twilight years here, and by all means. If there's any question you need to ask, feel free to contact me and I will be only too happy to answer any concerns that you have. I'm not saying I'm fantastically perfect at giving this advice. It's what I've learned from other foreigners, and it's what I've learned from a friend of mine who works at the BDO Bank there. She's a teller there, and she told me what the latest requirements are. So please don't shoot the messenger. I'm just trying to help. Anyway, I hope you find this video helpful, And until the next time, it's bye from me, Jean, the Candid Filipina.